oak and mirrors and
all reflections in tall glass and
bits of pictures,
Bits of light.
coloured lights,
flashes of light,
planes in the dark,
Skyscrapers in the dark.
eyes in the dark,
people in the dark.
people in the dark,
People in the dark. The rows of men in blue and orange.
of men in overalls by the side of the road.
By the side of the road, yes, all these lines of guys in blue overalls by the side of the road.
Waiting for jobs.
In the dark.
Well, no, not physically in the dark, I suppose.
Mentally in the dark? Isn't that a bit of an assumption?
Isn't that a bit, well, you know,
An assumption. Exactly what I was going to say.
they are in the dark in that they don't know what they're doing next.
But where do they go in the dark?
In the dark?
In the night. All the rows of men go in the night.
Where do they all sleep?
By the side of the road.
Apart from that, where do they go in the night?
Back to their houses, I suppose.
Or supposing
But where are their houses? There's so many of them.
hundreds,
Thousands.
hundreds and thousands of men in blue and orange overalls sprinkled liberally over this wedding cake city.
Puts hundreds and thousands on a wedding cake.
Nobody puts hundreds and thousands on a wedding cake. You could put hundreds and thousands on a Victoria sponge.
Or on fairy cakes.
There's a shop in the mall where you can buy fairy cakes.
I bet the men in the overalls don't get fairy cakes.
When was the last time you had a fairy cake? Nobody gets fairy cakes once they're grown up.
Once they stop believing in fairies.
Clap your hands if you believe in fairies.
Clap your hands if you believe in magic.
Who doesn't believe in magic in Dubai?
How could you not?
Houses springing up overnight.
Roads taking turns they never took before.
Railways arriving.
People arriving.
Everywhere's amazing.
Everywhere's miraculous.
Everywhere's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
How could you believe
If
it?
you didn't see it.
With your own two eyes.
That's why.
They hate us back home.
The papers hate here back home.
Because they don't believe it.
And those papers don't believe it.
And they can't see how.
A dream can last this long?
I don't understand.
Nobody could understand, not unless they were here.
Unless they saw it completely and thought about it for a while.
Because after a bit,
After a while,
a few days,
Weeks
months,
even the incredible is credible if it's right there in front of you.
eyes in the dark,
and in the light.
if you see it, if it's definitely
100%.
absolutely there, you have to believe it.
Although,
Yes?
Somebody did say once that the only thing you can believe in is yourself.
Cogito ergo sum.
I think, therefore I am.
Your thoughts are the only things you know exist. The rest could be all just a trick.
All smoke and mirrors.
All reflections in tall glass and
Bits of light.
bits of pictures.
All bits, like in a broken mirror.
Where all the windows put lines through the bits of city they're reflecting.
Carrying out into slices precisely the same size as the tower block windows.
All mapped and marked out by architects.
Dubai, taming the wilderness since
Since God knows when.
Don't blaspheme,
God does know when.
Please, don't blaspheme.
But
please.
where were we?
The mirrors that reflect past.
And only part. It's important to remember that. These mirrors are largely splintering and divisive and offer an incomplete picture of life in Dubai and the UAE in general.
That reflect part of the city of Dubai.
And all the people in it.
Some of the people in it.
Yes, some of the people in it.
Never seen the lines of blue and orange men reflected in the window of a tower block.
Not the overall men again.
Well, I haven't. I've never seen them reflected in a tower block window mirror.
We've talked about this. It's not as if the mirrors are choosy about what they reflect.
It's not as if the mirrors can choose at all.
It's not as if they can decide who to reflect and what to shine back at the world.
They are magic.
Although
We've talked about this too.
it's not as if it's difficult to believe in some kind
In
of
some sort of
magic.
But then again,
Most magicians function solely through sleight of hand and other mind games.
And the Wizard of Oz wasn't real. The Emerald City was all an illusion.
An illusion. The Wizard of Oz was just a past master at sleight of hand.
and other mind things.
And the Emerald City
It was just
all smoke and mirrors.